question, and I was like, oh, there I have that effect on people again.
I could hear you. I could hear you. Right. Okay. One GPU driver crash later. We're back.
One GPU driver crash later.
I'll give you a Benny when you get back in. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not having a good day here.
It happens. So while we're in a lull, because I'm still looking at orange at this point, so I can't even join. But that misgivings, that's supposed to stay up, right? The players can't burn that down, right? I read that correctly? It's like Amityville Horror.
What misgivings?
Foxglove Manor.
Yeah, they can't, can they? No. It's
okay, that's what I thought.
From how I remember it. Okay, so my graphics, basically my graphics drive. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Error messages as my graphics card just driving. Literally just went, I'm going to crap the bed and throw all the toys out the pram.
So that's it.
Should all be back now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's letting us in.
Yeah, it was literally the graphics driver rebooted, which obviously kills everything on these days because everything uses the GPU, doesn't it? Anything that draws on the screen now uses the GPU to keep the CPU happier. So,
I'm still seeing red. Should I try to connect or?
Yeah, it won't update automatically unless you tell it to. So go ahead and come on in.
Okie doke.
It's almost like we're messing with things we shouldn't mess with today, isn't it? The amount of fun and games we're having.
What we get for fighting reckoners.
Exactly.
Talk about messing things you should be messing with.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me tell you how much fun I've had trying to enter custom stuff into Savage. So my frustration level is pretty high at this point too. That is not an easy thing to do. But maybe I'm just dense.
Well, I'll be honest. I will be honest. My choice of one shots is deliberate. Is directly linked to the rule sets I can create characters with on Savage without me having to do it myself.
Okay, so you've seen it too. Yeah, I mean it's just because I need to do it for. I've had enough interest that there are people that I got to get this thing up, but it's just oh boy, is it brutal.
Oh yeah, I mean it's doable. It's just not friendly. Your best bet, I think you were talking earlier about. Your best bet is to create. I would say is create your own arcane background for psionics and call it something slightly different.
I did, and but I can't get. I mean, I'm giving up. I can't get arcane backgrounds to pop, and I can't get powers to be automatically added. So no, I'm just,
Yeah, at the end of the day,
I'm jerry rigging it so that they can get it in, and then I'm hoping that as players advance, it'll read as valid and stuff, and that's all I care about, right? That like people can look at it and piddle around with it and kind of,
I mean, at the end of the day, of course, I just create the characters for myself, so I don't actually have to. If I hack it around, I'm just hacking it around so I can get a character in. But anyway, James, you're up.
Anyway, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Right. I am going to just stand at the open gate and help people on.
Okay.
And direct any of the injured to my sick bay. Like there's any injured left.
Yep. Absolutely fine.
So we should be so lucky to have injured people.
They should be so lucky as to be injured only.
Okay, now what I was trying to do, actually, what I was trying to do was add everyone onto the Joker because I was feeling that it would be nice and friendly to do so this time.
Organic got a Joker too?
No, you're basically. I'm going to say the Reckless got the Joker, and because you're all inside the Reckless, you all get the Joker. Just because I'm feeling like I'm feeling surprisingly nice.
After trying to kill us for 2 hours. I hear you.
It's not my fault. This adventure, this adventure as written, is a bit on the nasty side.
Oh no! I'm not pointing on you.
I know.
Just laying it on you personally. Jesus. Yeah,
he had to run this adventure. He didn't have any choice.
I mean, you know me better than that. I'm not. This is not a personal thing.
No, this is plot point number 4 of the official adventure that comes in the rulebook. You see, so there we go. Anyway, Morgana.
And I picked up the rulebook when we started playing, but I purposely didn't read it because, like, I'm running Rune Lords. I got someone who's like, "Oh, well, in the old adventure." The original adventure, it was like, I'm looking at it. Those wine bottles are worth 100 each. I'm like, really? Like, you're looking at the book while we're running the thing? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, well, this is it. I must admit, I have to admit, actually, it does remind me of, it was in Dragon Magazine years ago. Things players say before the adventure six them. And it was like, okay, I'm going to go down the corridor, counting the stone blocks. When I get to the 7th block on the right-hand side, I'm going to pull it out, rotate it 90 degrees, put it back in. If a secret door opens, I'm going to go down with a hop, skip, and jump, and then pull the 4th lever on the left wall and take the diamond out of the treasure pot. Lucky guess, eh?
Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, really?
Anyway, Deckard, you're up.
All right, so Deckard's going to go down there against his better judgment and continue to help people getting on, and hopefully we can get as many of these people as we can onto this ship and get,
Okie dokie.
And he looks over at Linda who's doing this, and he says, hey, what did one shepherd say to the other?
Roger.
Let's get the flock out.
There's a very large prowler coming towards you.
Yeah, I see that.
The acidic saliva dripping off its mandibles. Oh! Did I hear? I thought I heard a voice there. Yes, Chelsea has arrived.
No, I'm here. I'm here trying to use my phone. Because your stream froze again. Well, your stream stopped again. It froze up again.
Oh, it stopped again already, is it? Well, it should be running now. But yeah. GPU crashed. Oh, Jimmy Monkers are online as well, and he says he's just said something, so there we go. Roger, you're up. Well, actually, you can verbally tell me what you want to do with Morgana. You're in the ship. What do you want to do? Roger's targeting the prowler. Off you go.
I can't see the thing because we're not getting the stream.
It should be running again now. It's probably a new stream. You'll probably have to just refresh.
Hang on then.
Has it emptied? Does it emptied out the fact we added ammo into your thing, do you think, last turn?
Yeah, because we crashed, it reset.
Okay, so let's work this one out. Rate of fire 3.
It should be running now.
Right.
Well, you're right.
Okay,
Well, actually, you can verbally tell me. You're in the ship, what do you want to do? Yeah, I'm just here getting the engines revved up to the max. I can't see the thing because we're not getting the stream. It should be running again now. It's probably a new stream. You probably have to just...
Okay. Someone's streaming. I can hear it.
Hang on.
Okay, so rate of fire 3, so you've got 90 bullets left. That's all I was trying to work out. You've got 90 rounds left in the ship. Over to you, Roger.
And I will shoot again.
Okay.
Really? At least they all hit.
Yep. Roll for damage. That's a wound. That's a wound. That's a wound. And that basically just enough to put it down.
Chug, 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 chug. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, Morgana's got the engines running in the background. Prowler number 10 is... Where's Prowler number 10? Prowler number 10's heading into town with following War. War is heading into town. You can hear screams and cries of horror as basically he starts wading through. The Colonial Rangers chase after War. Well, see what happened to Zeke, I should say. Prowler number 7 remains shaken. HI Marine is on hold. He's inside the ship. Craig gets inside the ship. Marta is on hold because she's in the ship. Himini is going to move it to the ship.
I did. Right. Okay. One, two, drive action.
She's on the phone and I can hear the stream as well, so that's interesting. Okay, Himini gets on board the ship and goes on hold, and Dawn makes it as well. Someone's watching a different stream because I can hear Thingy laughing in the background. Okay, time to mute Jelsa at this rate. There we go. That's the end. Okay, so everyone's on board. I won't worry about dealing you in the new round because obviously everyone's on board. What's the plan?
I was planning on taking the ship and strafing War a few times to see if I could maybe distract him and so forth so that people had a chance to get out of town.
Wow. Oh, hang on, what's it said you encounter? Modules. Let's see, get back up to what happens next. The aftermath. Luster's last stand. So basically so as you take off into town, you could see that the morale of the town's broken. The remaining BDF soldiers are steadfast warriors, and they're literally forming a cordon, firing rapidly at the monsters and the creatures, and War advancing slowly towards them to buy time for the townsfolk, the population to flee. You can see people heading out on ground vehicles, some on foot, and others were heading to the ship, but they were cut down by War before they could reach it. What you do notice is on the far side of town, a large group of people that seem to be desperately trying to escape, and you reckon they'll be overrun by the Prowlers and the Anouk warriors quite soon.
Can we drop down and pick them up?
Yeah, you probably could.
Okay, time for a swallow.
Okay, you basically drop on down. There's about 50 odd people. It's going to be very tight fit, but you can get everyone in. And because I did something earlier, Marta does not. Marta basically secures the area rather than actually halve your bay, because I said she suggested you need to save people, because I completely forgot she's still a bit mercenary. But you basically, as you finish getting everyone on board, you basically take off and head off over the horizon, leaving the burning remains of the town of Luster behind.
Well, we certainly lost our luster. Sorry.
That's okay. Right. What I will, however, do is give everyone a point of conviction for saving the day. Well, not saving the day, but saving the people in the town. There we go. So I do believe the party will get paid the agreed amount, which was another 10k, wasn't it?
Can we get a small bonus to replace the ammo that we expended?
Well, no. Well, you'll have to take it out of the pay you paid.
Well, no, that's what I'm asking her. Is can we?
Okay. She at the moment she can't. You're trying to negotiate with her. What the hell? She will provide. I'll be nice. She provides enough ammunition for you to get back up to full load. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And of course, you did survive an encounter with war, so everyone will get an advance.
Oh, nice.
Woohoo!
As you start flying, basically you drop off the survivor's luster at temptation, and then basically Marta basically gets you to fly her back to.
That'll be extra. Running shuttle service is extra.
No. She covered it when she replaced our ammo. I'll call it good.
Well, right. You were paid to transport her down there, help her capture war, and transport her back. So.
Is that really in the contract? Do we have to take her back?
Yep.
Yeah,
God, I'm just kidding.
I know.
I missed that loophole that she put in. Sorry.
Basically, it would on the flight back to the space station, whose name I've completely forgotten right now. The tunnel, isn't it? Tunnel station. She is definitely spending she spends most of her time with the remaining one Marine, who now seems to be her replacement researcher. Basically playing back all the video evidence. It appears that basically all the Marines and everybody, herself included, had body cams on them, and obviously it's recording everything. As you walk by and sort of take the odd glance here and there, they seem to be analysing it on all levels of energy and taking spectrographic energy samples and all sorts. She's quiet and withdrawn on the flight back. Obviously, at the end of the contract, the payment, basically she pays you as said, and her and the surviving team. Actually, no, you don't take her back to Tunnel Station. Sorry, it was only temptation, so you drop her off there with everyone else. Okay. Or likewise, you are also you're now yet again heroes because you saved most of the population of the town of Luster. Yeah. So basically, yet again, you're now two-time heroes because obviously for destroying Nemesis and now for saving Luster. Congratulations. And things quietened down in the weeks that follow. It seems war. There's still the odd news of the attacks, but rumours of anyone riding a war horse seem to have quietened down for the moment. You're not sure why.
He's got business in the other sector.
Well, maybe my weapons fire did actually do something.
Possibly, you don't know. Okay, so let's get rid of the mule off the combat tracker. Let's get rid of Archer off the combat tracker. Let's get rid of the Marine off the combat tracker. Let's get rid of Dawn and Craig. And then let's ungroup everybody. And get the Reckless off the combat tracker as well. There we go. So, obviously it takes some time to refuel and repair repair minor damage to the ship. That was obviously all covered by the contract, and it's it's about a week later when a rugged young man with a single duffel bag approaches your docking bay and introduces himself as John Smith and asks to buy passage.
Sure. Where are you trying to buy passage to?
Oh, well, I don't really have any destination in mind, to be honest. But I'm obviously happy to pay. Given the that, I'm obviously happy to pay premium rates for a ride out of town. Say $1,000 up front, 1,000 credits up front.
How desperate are we right now?
I know that it's generally considered bad form to ask, but are you running from somebody?
Surely my money talks loud enough, does it not?
Not in these times, no.
Look, don't worry. I didn't kill anybody or anything like that. I promise.
So what I think we would need is some assurances that you're not on here to sabotage us.
Definitely not. I'm just basically. Look! You're the heroes of Nemesis, and.
How much would they pay you to take us out?
No, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. What is the bug answer on Discord? Is that Jimmy saying I need? Sorry, I'm intrigued now. Is that him asking me, or someone actually put up what the bug is? I don't know what he's on about. What is the bug on utility manager? Answer on Discord. I don't understand that one. Anyway, sorry, you got me distracted. Sorry, what were you saying? Should stop reading the text in the middle of an adventure. No, not at all. As I say, I just basically understand that obviously not giving you a destination at this exact moment in time can lead to confusion and everything else, and obviously I'm quite happy to pay a premium up front for that, and also quite willing to abide by any restrictions you place on where I can go and board the ship. And I assure you, you can search my bags and everything. I do not have any dangerous electronical devices upon me, and I'm sure your mechanic can analyze everything on board the ship to ensure that everything I'm bringing aboard is completely safe, if that sort of thing bothers you. He glances around over his shoulder as he's talking and smiles again.
I will glance around the group and shrug.
I want to do a medical scan first. Do you mind?
I can provide medical evidence that show I'm clear of any diseases. I had a scan just last week.
Who's the best doctor? I'm in perfect health.
But if it's a requirement for coming on board, then that's absolutely fine.
Well, Roger will shrug and go ahead and wave him on board.
He smiles and hands over the basically swipes your credit pad, transferring 1,000 credits to your account, Roger.
Oh, he's paying up front.
Has anybody consulted Himiny on this? Isn't he the captain?
I don't know if he's captain anymore.
No, Roger's the captain.
So I've increased your money accordingly.
Well, Morgana's in the engine room. She could care less. Right up till the moment where
once he's on board, Roger's going to be going through some pre-flight and try and get a hold of the Colonial Rangers to see if he can figure out if this guy's running from somebody.
Okay. Once he's on board, he walks with you as you sort of walk back through the ship and goes, "I'm a bit freer to talk. I promise you, I do have a bit of the cheek. Himiny is letting his crew take care of the menial tasks." He goes, he does imply that you get the impression from his comments he's making that there is some trouble with the law, and that he insists he's not an outlaw, but he does seem to indicate there is a price on his head. But it's all due to being framed, and he just needs to get off the planet for a while.
All right, so are we going to be in trouble with the law for getting you off planet?
I suspect that unless anyone specifically presented me, I mean, it's local. It's not with the Colonial Rangers or anything like that. It's just it's a problem. It's a problem with a local law dog rather than with the Rangers themselves. And as I say, I've completely been framed. I give you my word. I have not. I've not harmed anyone.
Well, you mean harmed physically?
Not at all. Not at all. So, right. where's the ship headed?
It's time for your scan.
Oh, yeah, sure. He smiles brightly and dumps his duffel bag in his allocated room and follows you down to the med bay. Perfect picture of health.
He doesn't have any alien parasites or
nothing at all.
No chest bursters, right?
No, perfect picture of health, even down to the medical implant to help. You know,
he does have a medical implant. I was going to say take off 2 from that, but all right. Well, then I dose him to subdue him and drag him back to his room.
Dose him to subdue him. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I do not do that.
You drag him back to his room. Okay, no problem at all. Well, as I say, time goes by and you cannot.
Where are we taking him? Did we come to that decision at least?
No, he hasn't given you anywhere yet. He's just curious where you were going. So, well,
let's at least get off planet. for starters.
No problem. Okay, well, you take off, and you take off, and he's he's perfectly amenable and offers. He says, "I'm not a bad cook. If if you want, I'm quite happy to prepare a dinner for you." Mm-hmm. But anyway, you take off from the planet and you leave Banshee, and he seems to be. There's a big grin on his face as you fly away from Banshee, and he seems quite happy. And where are you heading?
It's up to Roger.
Let me call up my faraway system map. Let me see. We are on Banshee. Let us go take an orbit around Azrael.
Okay, one planet over. Yeah, sure. Just for everyone's.
Hopefully by then he will have figured out where he wants to go.
Indeed. Okay. Yeah. So that is Player's Guide. I think it was under Starships, the setting rules, wasn't it? Spaceships, gravity drive limitations. Obviously, yet again, once you kick in the gravity drive, obviously the gravity kicks in. It is going to take 10 days to get there. Hang on, 7 days to get there.
Okay, and once I've got the course laid in, I'll let him know. Well, you've got a week to decide where exactly you want to go. Otherwise, I'm going to drop you off on Azrael.
That's uninhabitable.
That's not my problem.
Okay, a couple of days into the flight, your proximity alarms go off.
I will check my proximity sensors.
Basically the proximity. Yeah, so you're getting a proximity warning on your sensors. Although you're getting a proximity warning, there is no apparent threat in the blackness of space. If anyone wishes to look out of the porthole or the view screen, feel free to make a notice check. Okay, Roger and John Smith so far, because there are penalties. Obviously, trying to look at something in space. But Roger, you spot it, and John's obviously looking out. Goes, "My God, there's a body floating out there."
A boy?
Body.
Oh.
It appears to be a body, not in a spacesuit.
What are the chances across that?
Yeah, the odds of that happening are fairly slim, but okay, we'll go ahead and fly over and pick him up.
Okay, you fly over and retrieve the body. It appears to be the body of a fairly attractive middle-aged woman with black hair in a worn flight suit. She appears to have been shot in the chest several times.
I'm assuming she's dead, right?
Well, she was in space without a spacesuit, yes.
Well, more importantly, she was in space with several bullet holes in her chest.
I bring her to the med bay. Let's take a look.
Okay, make a healing check. As you taking her to the med bay, that is. And anyone else can make a notice check if they so wish.
I'm assuming she doesn't have a med chip, right?
She doesn't know.
Weapons out.
he's Okay. You deduce, as you're taken to the med bay, just by looking at the wounds, you identify the wounds as most likely coming from a flechette gun. And John Smith goes, "That's an interesting tattoo."
Oh, tattoos.
He points to a black or dark purple flower on the back of her neck. Does anyone want to make a common knowledge roll?
Yeah, it is. And I go on with my duties.
Not very well done.
No. I think it looks like common knowledge is one of the party's weaknesses. Everyone's got D4 in common knowledge. Yep, no idea what it is. I mean, obviously, it appears to be some sort of black or purple, dark purple flower.
I took the clueless for him because he's always in his books. He doesn't pay much attention to what's going on in the wider world and culture.
Oh, he's going to bloody pull it off even with the penalties, isn't he? Yes, he does! So I just got instructions to roll him with his common knowledge, and even with an additional -2 penalty for identifying Earth culture on top of the -2 everyone else gets. He identifies the flower as a black orchid.
I was thinking lotus, but okay, orchid is odd enough on its own.
The black dahlia hitting my local stuff. Although that was a black rose, but still.
I don't know nothing about no black orchids.
Okay, so what do we know about a black orchid?
You don't really, but you could try some You might want to head somewhere and do some networking to ferret out some information. Obviously, your knowledge of the fact that sort of basically the law enforcement or anything like that will basically treat it as a murder and therefore won't reveal any sources. But other people might know stuff. But obviously, you won't find that out if you're heading out to Azrael. That said, of course, yeah. That said, of course, you might. Well, it's up to you. Then let's remind myself about Azrael. Maybe there's a station or something orbiting it. Let's have a look. World Builder. That's the Zeal Galan. Banshee system. You could try some research if you want.
And are black orchids really black?
Purple, probably dark purple. It said, but I mean, I don't know if black orchids really are, but this tattoo is dark. You're not sure if it's black or dark purple.
Oh, it's a tattoo.
This planet is visible from Banshee's surface, one of the major celestial objects. It is miniature. It's a dense atmosphere, mainly composed of nitrogen. There are trace amounts of oxygen, outweighed by clouds of sulfuric acid and other noxious substances. The temperature at the surface of the planet also reaches those close to the ash, thanks to the greenhouse effects from the top. It's basically Venus. as real as at the top of no one's vacation list. Few remote surveys of the planet indicate there are large deposits of valuable resources there, but the corrosive atmosphere makes exploiting them costly and difficult since there are no substantial reserves. Yeah, so basically, Azrael's pretty. There's not going to be anything out that way. So it's just the body you've got with. If you're heading towards Azrael or an Ash and Cinder, that you'll probably not get much out of anyone, I'm afraid.
So I'll ask Mr. Smith if he still has no idea where he wants to go. Presuming he just still wants to be off Banshee, then I will actually turn around and go back towards Tunnel Station from wherever we are.
Hang on, I just forgot. There you are. I forgot there's I suddenly noticed your ship was there. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Why don't I look at... He goes, well, I don't know. I mean, I suppose if I really had to put someone down and you're that eager to get me off the ship already, I just thought I'd sort of could join the crew and assist. Obviously, I'd pay my way and pay my expenses.
Well, we aren't really looking to hire right now is the main issue.
Well, I suppose I've heard some interesting things about M04.
Out there in the belt, huh? Okay, well, once we're done at Tunnel Station, we'll talk a little bit more about where you want to go.
Okay.
Yeah, my biggest concern is we don't have the fuel for just flying around forever.
Well, indeed.
We tend to stay on Banshee until we get an actual paying job, and you're not wanting to be on Banshee, so that kind of makes it difficult on both of our sides.
So, okay, so that's fine. You're heading back to Tunnel Station. No problem at all. Okay, as you start the journey from as you're back to Tunnel Station, that will take 10 days. You get at all points bulletin flash up on the chest of the corpse. You get at all points bulletin flash up on the net, basically saying that they're putting out a sort of basically a warning that a known fugitive, Theodore Winters, has fled Banshee after basically killing the crew of a ship, and can give information to his capture. They'll receive a reward. Him and his gang apparently have racked. If you actually want to go after him, it's a bounty of 5,000 credits, dead or alive. For Winters himself, and each of his cronies carries a $500 credit bounty as well.
Easiest job we've ever had.
By any chance, is there a picture of Mr. Winters?
Probably. Ted Winters.
How closely does it match Mr. Smith?
Here, let's try this. I'm going to just say, Ted Winters, come to the bridge on the intercom and see what happens.
They literally shot their way off Banshee this morning.
So we weren't there when this happened.
No, you were 2 days into your flight off Banshee when it happened. Theodore Winters is basically the picture you get up is your typical swarthy villain type, 40 plus years old, slightly greying hair, stone cold killer eyes, as it were. But I wouldn't worry too much. I'll just okay. It's other than that, it's an uneventful journey to Tunnel Station, and basically, when you reach the customs control at Tunnel Station, they ask if you have anything to declare. Silence. Okay, they let you aboard.
Notice how we didn't answer them.
Indeed.
I think we will answer them that we have one passenger and one corpse.
Okie dokie. Sorry, say that again. One passenger and one corpse.
Correct.
Please wait. Security will be down to investigate. And as you can imagine...
Understood.
Okay, so tunnel station security. Obviously, tunnel station is Hellstrom Industry, so they are basically paid for by Hellstrom Industry. And obviously, you're only allowed onto the public fate side of the station. But it's very much a case of, they come down and basically ask all the questions, and I assume you're giving honest and truthful, pertinent answers on how you found the body and everything else, and you no idea who it was or anything like that. So basically, they ask what they want you to do with the body. Silence again. Basically, tunnel station makes it quite clear that they're not interested in taking the corpse off your hands. And,
can't we just jettison it out of here? And
definitely not. You couldn't do that in the vicinity around tunnel station. That could cause.
Well, no, obviously, but like, yeah, incinerator.
Indeed. John Smith, in the meantime, goes, well, it seems like an interesting problem. Shall we look, tell you what, as a thank you for everything you've done so far, allow me to buy you all some dinner and a few drinks. What do you say?
Okay.
It goes, and then we'll discuss how much money you want to take me to M04. A big smile on his face as you head in. Okay, so you find yourself in tunnel station. You've got plenty of opportunities to drum up business or talk to people or do anything you want. So what do you guys want to do? Silence. No problem. John takes you to the bar. He finds what I think we shall call a colourful location. Obviously, lots of character, and definitely the type of place where all sorts of fun and adventure could possibly be had.
Roger's going to take a little bit of time to research the black orchid and see what he can find out about that.
Okay, that'll be some networking, persuasion, or or intimidation. Okay. Is there any penalties on your networking? Yeah. Now I'm afraid asking all over the place doesn't seem to get you anywhere, I'm afraid. No one seems to know anything about it at all. until suddenly coming up to you, John Smith goes, "Hey, Captain, I think I've got something." A big grin on his face. I was asking around at the bar we saw on the way down, as I say, and yes, I got someone who basically recognised the description of the tattoo. Basically, I get the impression that the dead woman is a Sophie Lawrence. She's a suspected pirate, but no one's ever been able to prove it.
Is there a bounty on her?
Well, no, because she's never been successfurly prosecuted.
Well,
but so if she is a pirate, it looks like the crew decided to look for her. Sorry, after you.
I'm assuming that I'm dealing with disposing of the body with the coroner and all that.
Indeed, yes. You can deal with. Yes, you'll have to. Go through all the right channels. You can deal with doing that. So, let's have a. Well, actually, you got persuasion there. Yes, let's have a persuasion roll to see how much how much of the fees you can get. Court dance. Okay. Basically, they start by sort of suggesting what you think is a personally astronomical sum for a body you just found in space, but however you were able to prove that there's no medical quarantine required and anything else, and it would appear that ultimately you were able to sway them that basically this is because of the way you picked it up and everything else, and salvage rights and all that. Not salvage rights, but you know what I mean. The decent thing to do. Eventually they realise that with your help and the right paperwork, they can file a claim under Hellstrom Industries to pay for the burial. So they let you know that they will be collecting the body imminently. When you say you've left it where your ship's located, they say, yep, that's no problem. They can basically all you need to do is leave it. Basically, all you need to do is leave the corpse outside the ship, they'll send down a coffin, and all you need to do is leave the body in the coffin, and they'll collect it later today.
Put a little flag in her chest. Dead person here.
Indeed.
Receive dead person here.
So indeed, that goes all very well, and obviously you catch up with everyone else, and basically John Smith takes you to what appears to be a rather fine restaurant, in fact, actually, on Tunnel Station, and he seems most generous and friendly, but paying for the meal, and obviously suggests a number of additional rounds of drinks, and all good. So feeling quite feeling much happier and much better off. You get notification from the coroner that the body is no longer in the docking bay. So everything's good.
Wait. Meaning that they picked it up, or that they got there and it wasn't there?
They just sent a confirmation saying that the body is no longer in the docking bay, and therefore, so there you go.
Okay, good. I just want to clarify.
Oh, that was an interesting vibration effect in my left ear. Oh, if I'm not here when this starts going, oh, okay, this plot point is cursed. Looks like it crashed again. Oh, yeah, so I'm just reading past text messages there. Sorry. That's it. Joss is connecting to Fantasy Grounds. So you're heading back to...
temporarily, our storm has passed. We got the alert notice saying that it's done.
Hurrah. Just in time. So, yes, you're heading back... You're heading back to the ship. John Smith's basically happily smiling and a little worse for the drink that he liberally paid for all of you. As you turn a corner on the station, a band of spacers who accost you. There's 5 of them in total, and basically tell you to keep your noses in your own business and stop putting it in other people's.
Any particular peoples whose business we need to keep out of?
Don't get smart with me, fella. Just keep your nose clean, and there'll be
I mean,
no problems.
I'd love to, but I don't know. I guess I'm wondering where my nose has been to get dirty.
Oh boy.
Have some notice checks, please.
Now you've done it. Sorry, my game hiccups here.
That's okay. The doc's clueless. Are they still registered to notice stuff? That's cool. I don't think I've got a nice map here. I thought I had one, but I don't think I do. Let's have a look. Could use that one. Could use that one. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, it says basil over, but that's okay. That's a bit annoying, but we won't use that one then. What you notice is John Smith seems to be sort of a bit not antsy, but eager. His hand seems to be sort of quite. You notice his hands sort of moving slowly towards his pistol as these heavies are talking to you.
Oh boy. Look.
And obviously the doc as well is possibly not helping things with his But at this point, at the moment, everything seems fairly amicable. They're just saying, "You've been warned. You don't mess about. Don't mess with us. Don't mess with us. No one will have to mess with you. Just keep your noses clean."
Who is us? This is what I need to know.
And this is why you got in trouble in the first place, isn't it? So just keep your noses clean, and there's nothing to worry about, is there?
Look. I appreciate what you're saying, but I really don't know who we're supposed to avoid here. You're asking the impossible. How do we avoid entanglements with when we don't know who we're supposed to avoid?
At that point, one of the comm units and one of the guys buzzes, and he says something and his face goes a bit white. And he says to the others, "We gotta go." And with that, they all just turn and leave. They seem to be talking quietly as they go. If anyone wants to make a notice check, they might be overhear something. Critical fails abound.
I obviously can't hear anything because I've gone deaf in the frickin' engine room.
Exactly. Deckard and Harding, what you do pick up as they're walking away is only 3 words out of the whole sentence, and it's Rawlings is dead.
Was that the name of the captain that we recovered?
No, that was Sophie Lawrence.
Brawlings is dead?
Rawlings.
Who is Rawlings?
You have no idea.
Well, I'm throwing it out to the group.
I thought you were asking those guys as they ran away.
No. I mean, I have the hindrance rebellious, but I'm not. I don't have the hindrance death wish.
Well, don't you have the hindrance clueless though?
I do.
As you,
Yep.
okay, when you get back to the Reckless, you find the docking bay is sealed and you can't get in.
Right.
Security sealed.
Is this an electronic seal that I could possibly hack to get back in there?
Yeah, when you try and activate the door, it shows a seal and it says basically HI security block enabled. Report to security office for further information.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Well, I don't plan on leaving my ship here forever, so Roger's going to go ahead and find the nearest security station.
Okay, you basically. Sorry.
Everything we own is on that ship.
I agree. I just don't know if we need to go ask the corrupt security, but okay.
There's nothing. They've got no reason to believe the security are corrupt. Just because the company they work for might be, they might not be. But I get your point. So yes, you get to the security station, and it would appear that the ship's been blocked to keep you on the station as the captain, Nava Williams, wishes to speak to you regarding a couple of brutal murders that have taken place since you've been on the station. You landed on the station.
Okay, let's talk to her.
So I'm afraid she's currently investigating a crime scene. It might be some time. If you'd like to wait in the waiting room, he directs you over to a room that is rather bare, except for a table and some chairs, and one wall seems to have a very large mirror on it. Bloody hell, it's gone windy out.
Waiting room, right. Okay, yeah, Roger will go in and sit down. He'll wait.
Can I have notice checks as you head into the waiting room, please? Oh, Roger's picked up on that one. Basically, what you notice is, as you arrive, the security guard, as you're walking into the thing, is obviously updating some notes on his terminal, and you're just able to get a glance of the actual. He seems to be registering the fact that the crew of the Reckless has arrived and entered the rating room in regard to whatever the situation is. But what you pick up is the title of the sort of security folder, and that's Murder, Rolling Haze, Pilot of the Right Rose. So you all sit down, and John Smith's with you. He's all getting a little antsy here, going, "What's going on? Last thing we really need is any security entanglements. We need to sort this out quickly. Tell you what, why don't I try talking to him, and maybe I'll accidentally leave my credit stick nearby.
Just sit tight. Just sit tight. This is just a minor mix-up, and it'll be fixed faster if we just kind of sit here and ignore it.
But sure, I could accidentally drop my credit stick near his credit stick, and we could be out of here quite quickly, I'm sure.
No. We need I want to talk to her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more than just a little curious as to why she thinks we're involved whenever we're the ones that like turned in stuff as soon as we got here.
I mean, we did pick up a passenger that we're very unfamiliar with.
That's true. Our
And
passenger may have caused some
really,
trouble,
really-
and I'll give him a look.
Yeah, it seems to
But,
really desire to get out of here right now without
his face falls. Goes, I've been with you all this time, and we've had dinner together. I don't think I'm feeling quite hurt here. I've been nothing but amiable and happy to be with you and part of the team and part of the crew. It's great, isn't it? At which point the door opens, and a hard-looking woman walks in. Looks like she take no rubbish, and before anyone can say anything, John Smith goes, just the person we need to talk to. Allow me to find out what's going on, and I can deal with this all for you as quickly as you want, Captain. She gives him one look and just sort of turns away and looks at the remaining four of you for a second and goes, "You're the ones that brought the body in, aren't you?"
Yeah.
So, would you like to retell the story in your own words? Because as I understand it, is the same day that you bring in the body of the captain of a ship, two of the crew are brutally murdered.
Two of the crew? So her ship is docked here?
Let's have your story again, please.
All right. So I'll give her the story, and I'll give her I'll arrange to transfer over the autopsy notes.
So what is your connection to Sophie Lawrence? Are you business partners?
What? No.
What part of we found her floating in space are you guys not understanding?
The fact that the same time that you dock with her body, after she obviously had an altercation with her crew of the White Rose that is coincidentally docked here at the same time, two of the crew are already dead. You must understand that obviously it looks interesting to my point of view that at this point you bring the body in because it's your job to revenge her murder.
Why would we turn the body in if that were the case?
Because you can't leave the body on your ship. But I am wondering if part of the agreement was
put her back where we found her.
No, I'm trying to imply if there is a business, if you are going to admit that you obviously been hired by her in the past in this contingency. Is that the case? And then there's the interesting question of where the body actually is. I understand that if you were to leave it in the docking bay for collection from the coroner then reports to you that the body is no longer in the docking bay. And when I questioned him further, he clarified that was obviously a badly worded communication. And is when his people arrived at the docking bay, the coffin was there, but the body wasn't in it.
Oh, great.
Oh, well,
really?
You see, then that's not our problem. That's the fact that you've got a crappy coroner.
Well, indeed, and believe me, him and his team are in another waiting room facing intensive questioning as we speak.
Well,
look, dude.
Do we know where the corpse did? Ambulatory corpses make me very nervous.
First of all,
I'm a doctor, in case you didn't know.
First of all, dude, why would we have brought the body back at all or acknowledged we have the body if we were up to something? I mean, we could have left the body in space, or we could have hung on to the body and nobody would have known we had it.
Cremated it, tossed it in the jets, and
yeah. Well, this is the thing. This is the part that I can't understand myself, which is why I'm very confused. Why bring the body in? And this is what I'm trying to ascertain. Therefore, I just need you to basically convince me here and now that you are in no way taking out revenge on Sophie Lawrence's former crew.
No, we're not.
Why would we?
Okay. What would it take for us to convince you of that? because you can't prove a negative.
Yes, that is true.
I'm very good at.
Don't
I'm
our
very
ship
good at
logs say where we've been for the past week, that we couldn't have been involved with the crew because, hey, there's records of our activities with the various agencies for the past, not just the past week, but the past couple of months. We've been traveling across space. Our ship log would confirm that. I mean, we've had no contact with this person until we found her body floating around in the frigid space.
So was Rollins one of the people that died?
Oh, so you knew the name of the gruesomely murdered victim, did you?
Gruesomely. No, well, so here's what happened. We were confronted by a bunch of people in the bar. I'm sure you can find lots of witnesses that told us that, and they told us to take our nose out of their business. We tried to figure out what their business was and how we had crossed them, and then they basically muttered something about Rollins and left.
Well, I was inclined to believe your story when you argued the point that you had all this evidence that you weren't involved, and then you go and throw in this bit about knowing the name of the victim, which really doesn't actually help your case, you know.
How would you have felt if we had lied to you about that meeting? I mean, it happened. You want me to lie to you? Will that further your investigation somehow?
And aren't there cameras or sensors all over this place where that meeting can be, would have been?
You can see where they confronted us.
Well, and that's why we wouldn't have lied about it, because if you guys got security cams all over the place, that wouldn't, we're not stupid. We realize that anybody we've spoke with, any contacts we've had, would be recorded in one means or another. Well, unless you're really backwards compared to where we come from.
Okay, well, you get the distinct impression that's half the problem. The fact is, she's checked all that, and she's just, you know what I mean. None of it makes any sense. That's my problem. Look, just we put the secure lock on your ship, so you can't leave. But you're more than welcome to return to the docking bay and access any equipment. But you're not leaving until I'm happy with what's going on here. And she opens the door to let you out.
Well, that's what we get for doing a good deed, finding a body in space and bringing it and delivering it to someone who might care, was being held hostage.
Okay,
right. Well, no problem. She goes. Wait.
What other detail we should be clear with you? We have a new passenger.
John Smith's sort of frantically looking around at this point, but
and so who's joined us since we rescued the town of Luster?
Oh, we've heard of your exploits out there. Most intriguing. But
one of the five of us was not there with us and has joined us very recently. So
well, indeed,
I can't speak if he has ties to. Did I give it away? So at least eliminate some of the people here. So, but he is a he, and I can't speak as to what his ties are. May or may not be with this captain.
John Smith gives you frantic looks again as you're mentioning all this, and smiles sweetly at her, and she looks at him and goes, "Well, as I say, you can't leave the station, but you're free to go for now."
All right. Can we? Is there a way to contact you in case something else wacky happens to us while we're here?
Oh, believe me, I will I am quite convinced I will find you if there's any more issues I want to talk to you about.
Well,
Don't
I'd
you
like you
worry.
to be there to see the issue unfold, or at least one of your police force, since a lot of assumptions are getting made. You know what I mean?
As I say, I know where to find you. Your ship's going nowhere.
Fair enough. Just trying to establish a bond here. You understand what I'm saying?
Alas, she doesn't seem to be too receptive.
It's going well.
Right. Okay, you're heading back down. You're basically heading down the corridor back to your ship. When up ahead you see an individual sort of ducking out from behind some large storage crates that are in the middle of the corridor. You recognise him as one of the people that told you to keep your nose out of it earlier. This time, however, they obviously decided to be a little more direct in their confrontation, as he's definitely pointing a gun at you as you walk down the corridor. He goes, "You're in her pay, aren't you? She paid you to kill us off one by one, didn't she? Well, if once we put you guys down, then at least it's over. Take them."
Oh, good luck with that.
And Jinx.
Guys, you really don't want to do this. Honest. We have no idea who you think we are in the pay of, and we have nothing to do with whatever's going on.
You're up,
She
Morgana.
really got my goat. Just.
You're up, Morgana.
Where am I? And, which one's got the gun?
Well, you can see one exposed, but you get the impression there are others behind cover all over the place.
What kind of guns they got?
Flechette guns. Safest things to use on space stations and ships.
I got something a little bit. I got something a little safer. I'm gonna stride forward, and I'm gonna throw my attacks at the one in the middle.
Okay. It looks very impressive as you throw it, but unfortunately, it misses.
And then I draw my gun. It's like, well, we could take down the whole station.
Okay. John Smith suddenly goes, "Look out, Deckard!" and stands.
Don't say.
Deckard goes. John Smith goes, "Look out, Deckard!" and interposes himself between you, and then opens fire with his heavy revolver at someone behind a packing case, missing, causing a bullet hole in the wall, which doesn't appear to have any long-term effects. This pirate steps out from behind cover, aims the Flechette gun at Morgana, fires, missing, and ducks back into cover. And this one, basically, it's obviously not so bright. He just strides forwards, grinning, smiling evilly, and sort of licking his knife as he comes at you, Morgana. And as I say, this pirate here, he literally likewise ducks out of cover, fires a shot that misses, and ducks back into cover. Suddenly someone breaks and ducks into cover over there. This guy literally moves round to here, takes a shot at the dock.
No, he doesn't. That's illegal.
Which will basically the flesh.
Yeah, he's got the Red Cross thing on. You can't shoot him.
And then ducks back. Finally, the last one fires at John Smith, who's actually dived in front of Deckard, pushing him out of the way of the shot that is coming in now Fortunately, it doesn't. It misses John. And Deckard, you're up.
All right. Well, Deckard sees this nonsense going on here, and
It's very far away.
I just want to. Keep dragging.
Do you want it down by you?
I'm sorry. I'm having the Fantasy Grounds is giving me fits right now.
You're just trying to get the guys over here like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there we go. So let me just target them.
There you go. If you're having fun and games, I'll do that as well.
Sorry about that. And I'm just going to burst them.
Okay, go for it.
Now, how did you bring up that template again?
Right mouse button at 11 o'clock pointers, and then you got cone, small, medium, and large burst template.
Which one? I'm sorry.
That was the burst template. That was the draw cone template. Okay, first one is shaken.
I'm confused as to where you go to get that.
Just right mouse button on the map.
Right click anywhere on the map.
And then at 11 o'clock, there's a pointers option. And when you click on that, it gives you the options for the cone, the templates you want to draw.
Okay, because I'm about to use my new boost.
Okay, so I guess the Benny didn't work on that first one, so he's shaken. So I need to roll the damage on the second. Is that right? Or does it not take the highest?
No, well, it doesn't really matter. Basically, well, hang on. You.
So the first one was shaken. I tried to Benny the damage, and I got a lower roll.
Yeah, so he stays shaken. Yeah.
Okay, and now I need to roll the damage on the second.
Yep, that's it. The problem that's the problem with it, because it will treat it as so one is shaken and the second one is unharmed. Yeah.
Oh, but it didn't. You know what? I didn't. Did it go with the raise? It didn't, did it?
No, well, no, because it treated the first one as a hit with. Oh no, go for it. Yeah, just do the extra d6 damage for now. Just roll another. Yeah, just do the. Oh, here you are. If I just do that, it should do it. There we go. Ooh, 1 whole point extra. That won't make any difference.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, that's me.
That brings us to the dock. I'll let you end your turn. So.
No, don't. I'm having so much trouble. I can't.
And the dock unshakes. Hurrah!
Right. So those two over there. I'm going to use my new Rebel Rouse power.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell them both that they are up against the heroes of Luster. And they may as well pack it in right now.
Okay, so target them both. Oops, hang on. Yep, target them both. And then you're doing a test on them. So which one are you? Yeah, which one are you? What skill are you going to use?
Them.
Okay, taunt away, please. Nice. Now, I do believe officially in the rules you're meant to have a roll each, but I'm quite happy to let use the fact Fancy Ground does one roll for both of them because it goes both ways. You know what I mean? So you've basically shaken both of them, and do you want to make them distracted or vulnerable?
Have they gone yet?
They have gone.
So that means I need to make them vulnerable. Is that right?
It's your call, but yeah, vulnerable.
Well, I mean,
vulnerable means it's easy for anyone else to hit them until their next go. To hit and wound them until their next go.
Distracted means...
And we are at the end of the turn. Distracted means they've got a -2 on anything they do. And I would go with the distracted because of how late in the turn it is.
Okay, that's fine. Distracted
it is. They are both distracted. That's not going to work. I'm going to do that. Okay, Roger, you're up.
Roger is going to run really, really far.
Yep.
And I'm going to scream at this number 3. I'm going to try to intimidate him.
Okay. Go for it.
I have my chuck dull in one hand and my volt knife in the other.
Sounds good to me.
I hate when my dice bounce off the table.
You know it was a really good roll when that happens, don't you?
Okay. No effect.
And then, oh yeah, no, on a 1 it wouldn't be. Okay. Right, new round. Let's see what happens. Okay. White Rose number 4. He steps around down to here and fires his fletchette gun at Morgana again. And misses and steps back into cover. This one still laughing manically and going advances in what he obviously thinks is a menacing manner, and licking his knife as he goes. He is trying to intimidate Morgana, and unfortunately it has got to Morgana unless you want to spend a penny.
I'm going to spend the penny.
Go for it. Just a spirit check. You need to beat an 8, equal or beat an 8. Otherwise, he will make you distracted or vulnerable. Oh, there you go. You're absolutely fine. No effect as he fails to intimidate you. Right, Rose Pirate number 6 is thinking this is taking too long, and they're not necessarily the brightest of sparks. He literally breaks cover and starts charging forwards towards you. And that brings us to Morgana.
Yeah, and Morgana's going to step forward to Mr. Smartass here.
Okay.
Go after him with her machete.
Okie dokie.
I'm not spending my last penny on it, but now we're face to face.
No problem. Okay.
Because somebody ain't letting the bennies flow.
That's a good point, actually. There you go. Now you've ended your turn. More. John Smith fires a bullet. It cracks a huge hole in that crate down there as he fails completely to hit his target.
Are you trying to kill us all?
I'm just trying to save your damn lives. Okay, White Rose.
Flashbacks, not the hard concrete.
White Rose Pirate. Yeah, the White Rose Pirate over here is taken back by something. He moves over here and starts fiddling with the door, trying to unlock it. This White Rose Pirate, however, yeah, he's also in the same boat. He's literally not liking this, and he's legging it for the door. And then the two of them are desperately trying to open the door. And White Rose Pirate number 3, however, is just going to fire a fletchette gun at Rogers as he's coming straight at him.
I want one of those fletchette guns.
Which basically, the round just gets caught in your clothing by and therefore has no effect. Doc, you're up.
Right. Gonna run up there and try and get a better angle, and then gonna shoot him. So the way I'm envisioning this laser sight now is it actually does a little scatter plot. So it's got a burst pattern on the
Yeah, I like it.
laser light. It strikes a burst pattern.
It draws a ring instead of actually putting a point.
You have to put it in the center of mass.
I like it. Go for it. It's cool.
Let's go to combat tab because that's where I need to be. That ought to hit. Maybe it's a raise. Yes, it is. Yay.
That's a hit with a raise.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, okay. That's very messy. Splat. And Deckard, you're up.
All right. Let's see if this is working better now. Not really. Sorry. Okay, so well, this guy's right next to me, right? So
What, John Smith?
yeah, no, I know. That's he's a good guy. So I'm looking at doing something else, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
mean-
So I'm gonna move.
I mean, if a stray shot did hit him,
I'm gonna move there,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna cast blind on those guys. So
Okie
I'm
dokie.
just, my fantasy grounds is just going absolutely crazy here.
That's okay. I'll target them again for you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I just did.
That's fine. Believe me, the fun and games I had earlier and the graphics card crashing, it's just the part of the course, it seems, this week.
Yeah, I'm not quite.
It's a storm here. It's seeping into all your guys' computers.
Obviously. Do you want to Benny that?
I didn't even see the result.
You've had
Oh
a
my
3 to 2
God.
so far. Do you want to Benny that?
oh my goodness.
Do you want to Benny that?
I'm gonna give up in a second.
What the heck?
Uh,
One
do you
more.
want to want to Benny that?
I don't have any more. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see what happens.
Hurrah! No, it's just
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Actually, no, it's this is a perfect example of trying to use the dice nobbling what I had an idea for a really good story. So those affected, the success means the victor suffer a -2 penalty to all actions requiring sight or -4 of a raise. They automatically change. Okay, so they automatically are blinded. They don't get a save. It's what I needed to check.
If they're still targeted, I'll put it on trait -2.
That's it. I've done it. I've done it for you. Sorry, only because I thought you were still having fun and games. Roger,
I'm having it's stalling all over the place. Yeah,
that's okay.
So.
It's okay. I'm just waiting for Roger to have his go, and then I've got an NPC with a Joker on hold, so that's when I'll do that and use it as the cliffhanger. Mr. Roger,
Okay.
you're up.
Roger is going to step forward. He
Yep.
is going to multi-action and wild attack.
Okie dokie. Wild attack is on.
We will start with our Volt Knife.
Okie dokie.
This is in his offhand, so there's an additional -2.
Do you want to Benny that?
Yeah, like you said, we're getting close to the end here, so let me go ahead and drop 1 on it. There we go.
That's a hit.
Okay, he needs to make a vigor check. I think it's at -2.
I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, vigor check or be stunned.
He's stunned. Which means he twitches and falls prone on the floor.
Which means he falls to the ground. And then I'm going to continue running around the crate to here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to scream at the unnumbered Rose Pirate and try and intimidate him.
Cool.
And he laughs at me. Okay.
Okay. And then suddenly the door, those two pirates are blinded. They can't really see anything. And then the door behind them opens up. And
now comes somebody in the loader, says, "Get away from her, you assholes."
and basically hopefully the dice will be friendly here. They certainly are. Basically, the door opens and suddenly one of the guy's heads literally just bursts open, and he drops to the ground dead. And a woman with multiple rather large holes in her chest and a black tattoo on her neck says "surprise" and then goes, "He can't bloody see me. My grand entrance and he can't see me," as Sophie Lawrence steps into the room, and we'll leave it there.
Oh boy.
Hope you enjoyed it.
This is what I was telling her about ambulatory corpses, but no. Let's not listen to him. Accuse him of murder.
But we shall leave it there. So let me see now. What are we looking at? It's the 24th today, so that means Tuesday. Obviously, I've got Savage Pathfinder as normal, and then on Saturday it's the Tomb of Horrors. So see you on one of those. But I'm running a bit late, so I have to go. But I'll leave Fantasy Grounds up if you need to do any updates on it. At the same time, if you just want to run away as fast as you can from the stability fire that it seems to be today, I can't say I blame you. But I enjoyed it very much. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, I went ahead and applied my advanced.
Thanks. Take it easy.
Y'all have a good one.
Well, hope you enjoyed that. Crash and all. Have fun. As I say, we'll be back in a fortnight for some Deadlands. We've got some Savage Pathfinder on Tuesday and Tomb of Horrors on Saturday. Hopefully see you for one of them. Bye now.